I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it, yeah. Give them something, they give them something, they give them something, they yeah. If they tired of being stressed out and been depressed about it, yeah. We gon' let you know.
Yo, it's official, like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. Man, this thing ain't acting like it's not working like it's supposed to. But it's all good, you know. It's my I haven't done live in a while. Long time. You know. But hey, gotta make it do what it do. Hopefully I don't have no problems, but my internet is going in and out. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Hopefully, but hey, you know, it's a new year, new challenges among us. Holidays is over. You know, everybody's back to, you know, life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Some people stay, some people go. People come and go. People come, people go. That's what the song was all about. You know? So yeah, you know, like I said, I haven't done a live in a long time, and hopefully I don't have any more technical problems. You know, I don't know if it's my computer. It's probably the computer or the internet. I don't know. I think it's the computer. You know, I just got new internet service like 30 days ago, so I don't see how that go. But hey, somebody asked me the other day about Arab women and my experiences. And like I said, if you've been following me for a while, I've dated and met almost every type of woman you can imagine and think of, whether in America or overseas. I've ran into every type of woman. I don't think there is I don't think there is any type of woman I haven't met. From the street hoe to the homemaker to the I've met them all. To the escort, to the soccer mom. I met every type of woman you could probably imagine. All countries too. Damn near. I don't think there is a country where I haven't met a woman that I can think of. No area of the world, I should say. Yeah, I think I don't think no area of the world where I haven't met, from the Europeans to the South Americans to the Islanders. You know, I met them all. You know, the funny thing, I went to the mall. I went to South Park Mall today, who was owned by Arab. Because of the whole vibe. It's a totally different vibe. A totally different energy too. That store made me feel like I was back in Dubai. It's a total different vibe. The energy, the smell of the store, the how they dress, the clothes that they sell, and everything. And even the women that were in the store were Arabs. All of them. Didn't matter if they looked black, white, etc., Latino, because um, in that Middle Eastern part of the world, you have to realize that those people are all mixed up. There's some women that look black, look white. Some people would say they white Arabs. You know what I'm saying? There's some women that look, you might look like a Latina, but they see themselves as Arabs. They put the religion first. And these people don't really have anything in common besides the religion. That's really that's the only thing that holds them together, really, in that region, that part of the world. And even when they come over here, the only thing that holds them together is the religion. That's really it. Well, some people want to say, well, they speak Arab. But there's a lot of people that speak Arab in all those countries over there. But being that for the most part, that holds them together. And they see themselves as Arab regardless. Now, here's the thing. Here's the trick. I don't know about you, but if we ain't getting treated the same, we ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of those people that will say, "Oh, well, we're all Colombians, though, even though we ain't getting treated the same. We're all Arabs, though, even though we ain't getting treated the same." No, hell no. If we ain't getting treated the same, that's how I look at it. You know. But see, in that region, they will say, um, an Arab is not supposed to attack another Arab, right? That's what they say. But they do it all the time. It seems like the white Arabs will attack the dark Arabs. They do it all the time. You know, they do it all like right now in Libya, they enslaving the people there. Ever since they took the leadership down, and not only will they enslave the people over there in that region, because they believe in that shit. They believe in enslaving people. They believe in slavery. Well, not only will they do it, they'll justify it. They'll pray to Allah and justify it, and make it seem like at the end of the day, like it's not wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a weird thing, you know. But these people in that region, even when they come over here, they're Arabs first. That's how they see themselves, right? So, so just because you see this woman, because see, when they come over here, they take that veil off and they put on clothes like the average woman put on clothes here in America. They put a dress on and she get her hair done. I'm not saying her hair wasn't done before, but you didn't know what kind of hairstyle she has. She had her hair, whole body was covered. But when they come over here, they put a dress on. She get her hair done, nail done, feet done, everything done. When she come over here to America, and you look at her, you be like, man, that woman's fine as hell, right? That's what you say, because that's what the same thing I say. I said the same thing a couple weeks ago. I met a girl that was, if you see her, you be like, she looked like a black woman to me, right? But she's Arab, straight up. She's almost like in her 50s. She's Arab from Dubai. It's a totally different mindset than somebody that I grew up around, like my sister or my aunts, totally different mindset. I mean, which is mainly the main reason why if I meet a woman and she said, "Oh, she's Arab," I keep it moving, really, because the mentality is like, it seems like anyway. I've been around these people for some time now, since the 90s. So it seems like their mentality is do whatever and pray for forgiveness to Allah later. Yeah. Seems like that's the mentality. The mentality is do whatever, sell whatever, rip people off, as long as do whatever you need to do to get what you want and pray to Allah later. That's the mentality of most of these people that I've met. And I've met a lot of them over the past since the 90s. That's the mentality. You know, and see, the funny thing is, an Arab will laugh at somebody that's from NOI or Minister Farrakhan. They laugh at them. They laugh at the American Muslim because they know that they're not doing the same thing. One person is trying to be as pure and authentic as possible, which is the NOI brothers, the Muslim brothers, the minister. They trying to live right as 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 much as possible, right? Them Arabs ain't trying to do none of that shit. They smoke. Most of them smoke, drink, eat whatever, do whatever, get high, prostituting, tricking off, do whatever, and pray about it later. Yeah, it's like if you go to the Middle East, pick any country. Some people like going to Dubai. If you go, because a lot of them guys be sending for girls, right? They might give a girl $50,000, $100,000, sometime more than that, to basically fly over, so he can trick off and do all the weird shit on her. So you can only, if a dude is paying you $50,000, $100,000 to fly all the way to Dubai or Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Morocco, any of these countries, you can only imagine what he wants to do to a woman. And then afterwards, he'll pray to Allah for all his sins when the girl leaves. So this is the mentality of the people that are in that region. That's the mentality that and this is common, by the way. This is not like a one-off. This is not like a one-off. This is not like, because some people are going to say, well, it ain't everybody. Well, God damn it, I know it ain't everybody. Have some common fucking sense. It ain't no absolute. Come on, man. What's the matter with you? Ain't no absolute. Have some common sense. That maybe your parents forgot to tell you that part. When I speak in general. I don't make blanket statements. And here's the deal. I'm one of those guys. I've been to a lot of these places. I've been to all over. I've been to these countries in the Middle East. I've been to a lot of these countries that I talk about. So I'm not just some dude on the internet just talking. Not only have I been to a lot of these countries. I used to be in the military. So I've been on the ground talking to people, meeting people in these countries for years. So I'm not one of those guys that, you know, that interviewed somebody and he just told me the whole scoop. No, I've been to Thailand. No, I've been to Dubai. I've been to Jordan. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been to Mexico. I've been to all these places like multiple times. I've been to Japan. I don't know how many times I've been to Japan. I've been to Australia. I've been to a bunch of these places that I forgot I've been there. I forgot. Somebody had to remind me a couple months ago. They said, "Yeah, we've been to India. You forgot?" And I did forget. I've been to so many places. I forgot. I went there. Ain't that crazy? I forgot I've been to some of these damn places. That's the crazy thing. So that's where I'm coming from when I speak. So I don't have to guess. I can tell you my experience, and my experience is probably going to be different from somebody else's experience. But just because a woman looks black, that don't mean she's black. The last I checked, black is a lifestyle, a mindset, a vibe, a way of living, a way of thinking. And if a woman looks like my sister back at home, she don't get a pass in my book. She is who she is. She just happened to be an Arab woman that looks black from Saudi Arabia. And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But, I think a lot of people, especially online, they just want people to be what they want them to be. And in life, it doesn't work that way. People are who they are based on their environment and their upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Let's take Nicki Minaj, for example. She's not a black woman to me. Never has. She's a Caribbean woman from Trinidad or wherever she came from. If I was to show you a picture of a woman that I met a few weeks ago, you say, "Oh, she looked black to me." Okay, but she really ain't. And that's how. If you don't know who you are, and if you don't know who the other, get to know who the other person is, that's how you get exploited. A lot of times, because these people will exploit you if you foolish enough to let them do it, because their mentality is different from ours. That's how I hear a lot of people talk about how they, especially a lot of entertainers, how they publishing got stolen or how their assets got stolen. They got stolen because they started hanging around these people that wasn't really fucking with them like that. They came in one way, but they left another way. And it's the same old play. It's the same old dirty, rotten play. You pick any entertainer. Cardi B, Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj. It's the same old play every time. They'll come in one way. They down, they're cool, whatever. I'm just like you. We look the same. And when they get that money up, when they get that clout, a couple years go by, all of a sudden, oh, I'm from Morocco. I'm from Trinidad. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh. You know, it's the same. It's the same. As soon as they get the award, I'm from the Dominican Republic. It's the same old play every time, man. I mean, some of these people you didn't even know they were Puerto Rican or Arab or Jamaican or from the islands. We didn't even know until they came out and said it all of a sudden. Oh, I'm Cuban. We didn't even know it. We thought they were just like us. So they come in one way and they leave out another way. It's the same old blueprint every time. And it still keeps happening, still to this day. You know, you got white women, and even white guys. They come through the door. Yo, I love hip hop, yo. Right? So they get a record deal. They might have a hit record. Couple years go by. They get their weight up. All of a sudden, they flip. They flip out. They used to hang with the black people all the time. Now, all of a sudden, they hang with the white people all the time. And then they get married to a white woman. I'm not saying you shouldn't get married to a white woman. But I'm saying if someone comes through the door and they're hanging with black people all the time, and all of a sudden they flip, and now they're hanging with white people all the time, and now they're not hanging out with black people no more. Something not right about that. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you hang with anybody you want. But something not right about it. Not only are they not hanging with black people no more, they're talking shit. They're talking mad shit. They're talking like Trump. And you looking like, this can't be the same guy. He loved hip hop. Yo, word to the mother. He was that type of dude. Word to the mother. He ain't word to the mother no more. You have men and women that's like that. And you find out, you're like, oh man, where you from? Where's she from? Man, she's an Arab Jew. You're like, what? An Arab Jew? What the hell? It's a Russian Jew. You're like, what? He's an Arab from, where you from? Jordan. Like, wait a minute. How come you didn't tell me that? How come you didn't tell us that when you first came out? Why you can't show who you are when you first start hanging around us? How come you didn't say all that? How come they didn't say all that when they were being interviewed? When the record came out, or when the movie came out, or when the play came out, or when the book came out? How come they always got to flip out later on? How come they always got to go to the movie, to the awards and show their ass? when they go to the hip hop awards, why y'all got to show their ass all the time? How come? How come they don't do that at the awards, at the Latin awards, or the awards where the white people at? How come they don't show their ass there? How come they got to show their ass when they come around us? How come? Why they don't show who they are when they first come through the door, when they first come on the scene? Why they don't do that? And people don't got a problem with that. There's people that don't have a problem with Cardi B. They think everything she does is, they think that shit funny. That shit ain't funny to me, man. That ain't funny. That ain't funny to me, man. I got a problem with that. But people still buy the records. You know, they'll still go to the movies and watch them. They'll still buy the DVDs. They'll still support them. I don't. As soon as they show who they are, I fall back. As soon as people show who they are in my presence, I fall back. Yeah, I mean, usually it doesn't take me long to figure out who people are anyway. But I'm saying you have to know. The problem today is too many goddamn weirdos out here. People don't know who. People can't decipher who is who and who they looking at. People don't know who a black woman is today. I'm like, come on, man. That's what we doing today. We don't know who a black woman is. I mean, who you hanging around? You don't got no black women in your family? You forgot who your mom was, or your aunt was, or your grandma was? That's what a black woman is to me. But when people come online, they forget. They'll just be like, oh man, she black enough. No. 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 You know, this is a different mindset when it comes to a lot of these people that's from different parts of the world, especially from the Middle East, that part of the world. It's just I've met plenty of men and women that's from Dubai and Bahrain. Yeah, they look, because, you know, I don't know about you, but when I go to every country I go to, I always tell the cab driver, hey, take me to the area where the people look like me. Yeah, I do that every time. I don't care what country it is, by the way. When I went to Dubai the first time, I said, hey, take me to the place where people hang out that look like me. And he was like, oh, okay. I did the same thing in Mexico. I did the same thing in Bahrain. I did the same thing in Saudi Arabia. I did the same thing. I did the same thing in Japan. I did the same thing in Laos. I did the same thing in Thailand. Yeah, I did the same thing. You know, mostly those people are secluded, by the way. They're by themselves, like usually deep in the woods or on the coast. It's either two locations. I don't care what country, even or what island. They either in the middle of the country like Australia, are on the coast. So if they're on the coast, they're gonna be way on the other side of the coast, way on the other side of the country. Now in Australia, they're in the middle of the continent. In Australia, that's where you're gonna find the closest thing, the closest group of people to native in Australia. They're gonna be in the middle. I'm talking deep in that woods. It's gonna be so hard, man. You might not make it. They got too many wild animals out there that'll kill you. That's how secluded and far away the native people are in Australia. Man, it's a lot of wild animals out there. You ain't gonna make it if you have to know somebody to get to that location where them people at. Now you always gonna have a couple stragglers in like places like Sydney and Perth. You see a couple stragglers in the city limits, but for the most part, most of the people, native people, are in the heart, inland in Australia, and in most countries it's like that. That's kind of common. And like I said, if there's a coast, some of them might be on the coast too. You know why? Because first off, I know my people. I know where we at. We love being near water. We're water people. That's why that is. That's why we like being near water. That's like why we like being near the ocean. That's why maybe you didn't know that. We're water people. We like being near the ocean. The ocean does something to us. It rejuvenates us. It gives us energy. If you ever walked on the beach, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever walk barefoot on the beach, anywhere, you know what I'm talking about. When the wave comes in from the ocean on a beach and you walking barefoot, you know what I'm talking about. You know that feeling. You can feel that energy. Even though you might act like it don't exist, but you can feel it. You don't get that feeling anywhere else. You don't get that feeling in a river or in a lake. You only get that feeling in your feet in an ocean. That's real talk. What up? What up? What up? What happened? That's a good idea. Yeah, it is. What up? What up? What up? Yeah, smash the like button. Yeah, so that's real. We're water people. That's why I always know, regardless of where I go in the world, I know how to find the people that look like me. They're either inland or on the water. That's how it is. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, but you just have to be yeah, he loved the coast. Exactly. And check this out. You might not even know why you love the coast. You just think, hey, I just love it just because. But it's much deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. I didn't even know it until maybe it's my mom or some. I think my grandmother or somebody put me on to it when I was young. And it's true. That's why I try to go to the beach at least once a year. I try to go to the beach at least once a year. You know, that shit is good. It's healthy. It's good for your skin. It's good for your energy. It rejuvenates. It resets. It resets your body. Salt water, the sunlight, that combination. and your feet, that water running through your feet, it resets your body. And it's natural. You living in a damn big city amongst people on a goddamn apartment complex, that shit ain't natural. See, it's like when the more you try to get away from what's natural, it becomes stressful. That's what I learned over the past 20 years. The more I try to get away from what's natural, shit becomes stressful. Think about it. You might not look at it like that. So this includes people too. The more you hang around people that are like totally different from you, nothing in common, y'all have a hard time coexisting, getting along with each other, shit gets stressful because y'all don't vibe together. Y'all ain't like each other. Y'all just playing around. One person is tolerating the other person, while the other person might like the person, but the other person really hates your ass or hate the other person. And that's when shit gets stressful. And you know, everybody has been around somebody, you be like, oh, this broad ain't feeling me at all. Everybody has had that feeling before. Even if you was in denial, you knew it deep down. You felt it. Everybody has met a girl and you be like, damn, she fine though. But she might have been Arab. From the Middle East somewhere. Or from Colombia somewhere, wherever. But she might have looked like somebody you grew up with. Or she might look like one of your sisters. Or similar, right? But she got a totally different mindset. And you be like, damn. I like the broad, but man, she's a little too much to deal with. You feel one way, and you know she feels a totally different other way. She really don't respect you like that. She just basically tolerating you. And you deep down, you know that this shit has to end at some point. You don't know when it's going to end. And you probably sitting there, you probably too much of a coward to end it. Because she ain't going to do it. Because if she was going to do it, she would have done it already. She would have done it years ago. She didn't have the courage to do it. She's waiting on you to do it. Everybody has had that experience before. Everybody has had it. And the more you're around, this is why happy people like to be around happy people. People with joy. And I'm not saying you're gonna be happy 24/7. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people that are full of gratitude and joy and they're grateful. People tend to like to be around other people like that as well. Because they understand that the chances of them being the opposite of that is highly unlikely. If you're around someone that has a good attitude, has gratitude, joy, good, you probably gonna, that's some of that's probably gonna rub off on you too. It's contagious. That's how it goes. This is why they always say like attracts like. It's true. Like does attract like. Most of the time, that is true. This is why me personally, I like being around people that are positive, forward thinking people that's always moving forward, not, focus on the past and whining and all that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. There's enough going on in this world to be negative about. Trust me. But I don't want to hear that shit all the time. We got our own problems. I mean, okay, if you got a question or you need to talk about something every once in a while, great. But every damn day? No, I don't want to hear all that shit. They're calling you, telling you about what her mom said or dad said. Man, I don't want to hear all that shit. I mean, if you keep talking about what the person is doing, I'm like, what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You gonna either do something about it or you're not. But you ain't gonna keep complaining around me because I'm gonna be gone. And see, if you're dealing with these other groups of people, a lot of them families that they got, especially in the Middle East area, their families is kind of ruthless, in my opinion. I remember one time, me and a friend of mine was in Dubai, and we met this girl in the mall, and she seemed to be a pretty cool girl, but he liked her. I mean, he really liked her. He liked her so much, he ended up meeting her family. And I was there the first time when he met her family, right? Now, she would be considered to be a white Arab. If she was to come to America, we would say she's white if she took the veil off. You know what I'm saying? But over there, she had the veil on. But she was about 25 at the time. I remember that like it was yesterday because I was 25 at the time. And he was 26. Right? So we met her. We ended up meeting her mom and dad, and she had a sister and a brother. They were cool. We ended up going to a restaurant at the mall. The same yeah, it was at the mall. Yeah, I remember that because there's a Fridays at the mall. I remember that. It's not the mall. It's not the mall, not the big mall that people look at on the internet. Not that mall. The mall, that humongous mall that people see online, that mall wasn't there the last time I went to Dubai. That mall didn't exist. There's another mall, a smaller one, that's out there. That's the mall we went to when we met them at the restaurant. All right. So the family cool, good vibe or whatever, right? Now that's the first time. So we left. He came back 6 months later and met the family again. This time he met just the dad. And yeah, the mom showed up too. Yeah, I wasn't there. But I'm going to tell you what he told me. He said the dad propositioned him. The dad was like, hey, what do I have to do to get you away from my daughter? That's right. The dad said, how much do I have to pay you to get you away from my daughter? That's exactly what he said. So I said, yo, how did you respond? He said, you don't got to pay me shit. I don't want your money. And he was like, he said, I don't want you around my daughter. You ain't the type of guy that I want my daughter to marry. And he was straight up with it. He was straight up and down with it. I said, shit, at least he was honest, bro. Shit. I don't get mad at people when they're honest. That's what I told him. So at the end of the day, he ended up not being with her. That was the last. Now check this out. Check this out. He never told the girl what her father said. To this day, he never told her. Because that's what they agreed upon. Right? So once the dinner was over, the dad left and they went and had a good time doing whatever until it was time for him to leave. And that was the last time he ever saw her. Ever again. He stopped calling her. That was it. And she never knew what happened exactly. Well, I guess at some point she probably thought her dad said something to the dude. If she used a little common sense, she would have known that, hey, her dad probably said something, that's unusual for somebody to just cut you off all of a sudden. I'm just saying, hey, that's how I would think anyway. But that mentality is not unusual. That's not a one-off. That's not something that happen every once in a while. No, that should happen a lot. Oh, See, like I said, a lot of Arabs have a different mentality. They have a different mentality. And see, you have to realize that, and this is why I don't give a damn about no religion. I deal with people as a man or a woman first. See, a lot of times people use the religion as a shield. They say they got you thinking one thing about the religion, but meanwhile, they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. Smoke, drink, tricking off, whatever. Sell dope. See, they got you thinking that they bootstrapping and doing all this, everything by the book. They're not doing none of that. They're not doing none of that crap. Nobody bootstrapping out here except for us. They're not bootstrapping nothing. Look, when it's time to start a business, if there's no money to start, ain't gonna be no business. I'm gonna say that one more time. When it comes to these other guys, especially in that part of the world, if there's no money to start a business, they ain't gonna be no business. That's the mentality of people that you dealing with in that part of the world. Ain't gonna be, the money starts at the top with them, and it trickles down. But meanwhile, they con us to believe. They didn't con me. I know better. They con us to believe. They'll say, "Hey, you got to bootstrap, and you gotta, you gotta grind and get your ass up out of here." They'll do whatever to get the money. Sell dope, prostitute, whatever, right? But meanwhile, when it's my turn, hey, you got to do everything. You got to do it by the book. Come on, man. And a lot of us fall for that crap. A lot of us fall for it. We make it because we'll fall for it and we'll start saying, "Man, they're so smart." What? What makes them so smart? Because we actually believe that there's some superhuman person and they got a $300 million company or $100 million company or a $1 billion company, and somehow they bootstrapped it. Some of us actually believe that crap. Like he's a self-made millionaire, that type of bullshit talk. Some of us actually believe that crap. We actually think that somehow they're like, shit happens like magic. No, fool. It don't work like that. All these guys got rich the same way. It's either 2 to 3 ways. Government contracts, gold, oil, and drugs. That's it. There ain't no self-made millionaire. You name any company, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, I can go on and on. They all got their money the same way. Through the government contracts. So there's no pie in the sky type. That's nonsense. And these other guys in these other countries, they ain't no better. They just are willing to go to the extreme with it. So when you meet a woman that's from these countries, you're dealing with the same mentality. Damn near. These women are hanging around these guys all the time. They get married to these guys all the time. So you think she's going to be like, you think she got a problem with what they doing? Probably not. This is common. This is normal for them. Let's say you meet a woman and she says to you, "I disagree with a lot of stuff that happened in my country or with the guys that I was around." Okay, what's she gonna do about it? What did she do about it when she was around them? What's she doing about it now? She ain't gonna do nothing about it. She ain't ever gonna do nothing about it. Even if she could do something about it, she probably ain't had the balls to do nothing about it. You know why? Because she probably be floating in a river somewhere. Or they make her disappear like a magic trick. That's how these guys get down. They would make her disappear like a magic trick on stage. That's what they would probably do to her, because she ain't gonna do nothing but run her damn mouth. This is why you have a lot of women that's from these countries. They'll come to America, talk mad shit about the people, about the guys, They got issues with a lot of the guys too, but they'll talk mad shit. They talk mad. You know why they talking mad shit? Because they took that veil off. The hell with Allah. And now this woman is laid up with another woman now. She's laid up with another woman. She laid up with men and women. Probably straight up lesbian now. And she talking mad shit because she got issues with the guys over there. But she probably done got beaten down too many times. And 9 times out of 10, she ain't ever going to go back home anyway. She can't. Because a lot of these men and women are turncoats. They're sellouts. They from a sellout culture. The only thing that really keep them together is the religion. They don't have nothing in common. They speak the same language, so what? They don't have nothing in common except for the religion. That's the only thing that keep them together. In that part of the world. That's it. So a lot of them, when they come over here, they talk mad shit. They talk mad shit, well, because they know she ain't gonna be able to go back over there anyway. That's why she can talk like that. And anybody that talks like that about where she from and her people and her family, anyone that sell her family out, you can't trust her anyway. What you think she gonna do to you? What you think she gonna be cool with you? Live happily ever after with you? Shit. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn you can jump off of. She gonna do you just like she did them guys where she from. Play around with you for a while and leave. That's what's gonna happen. So that's the real deal about dating a lot of Arab girls in that part of the world. Even the ones that come over here. He might look black, but she ain't. She's Arab first. And that's just the truth. But hey, that's my experience. You might have had a different experience. But 9 times out of 10, I would say her being Arab first is pretty common. That's pretty common. That religion is strong, boy. Boy, that religion is strong. Woo! Man, that religion, boys. Boy, you can't compete against that. You can't. That's why a lot of guys, when a lot of guys get with when before they get with a woman, that's not an Arab, she gotta convert. Otherwise, the dude won't marry her. Because even the guys that are Arab, even they understand that the religion is powerful. It's a habit, something you practice every day. Over time, it becomes a part of your DNA. If you take it seriously, yeah, that's how it works. It becomes a way of life over time. And once you immerse yourself in those type of environments, I mean, even the strongest, mentally strongest person is probably gonna break and just go along with it over time. Yeah. How you think? Look at it like this. You got some NOI brothers, Muslim brothers, American Muslim brothers. Some of these guys come from horrible backgrounds. If you talk to a lot of them NOI brothers, they have horrible upbringings. And some of them got cleaned up over time because they immersed themselves in that culture, in those environments, in the mosque. They listen to what Minister Farrakhan say all the time, every week. And they practice, have certain practices and certain rituals that they do all the time. They immerse themselves in that culture, and over time they stop smoking, stop drinking, stop tricking off, stop having stop having debauchery sex. You know what I'm saying? It works. It works. He get off the drugs and he get all cleaned up. Now he's wearing a suit, suited and booted. He lost 50 pounds, 100 pounds. He's cut up. You know what I'm saying? He's not fat no more. He can get girls now. Now he's on a corner selling newspapers in a hot ass suit, and it's 95 degrees, and he ain't breaking a sweat. God damn! It's 95 degrees, and he ain't breaking a sweat. Woo! Where they do that at? That's because he's healthy now. He got them chemicals out of his body. He lost 100 pounds. That's why he ain't sweating. But hey, you might disagree with everything I said. But hey, I'm gonna put the link in here. Anyone come up, we can talk about anything. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Put on. Smash the like button. Yeah, that's the link. That's the link. What happened with Cardi B? Nothing happened with Cardi B that I know of. Nah, not that I know of. I mean, I don't follow her like that. I don't really follow a lot of entertainers like that. Not really. Probably not I mean, I'd be so busy, man. I don't really follow. Probably Nas. If I had to say I'm following, but probably Nas. That's about it, really. I don't really follow a lot of these entertainers like that. I don't. I be so busy, man, really doing shit. I'm always doing something. I'm spending time with family, friends, or whatever. Always working. So, Yeah. I don't really have a lot of entertainers are not just they're not that interesting to me no more. I mean, I guess after you've seen some, if I seen some, I guess after I've seen somebody for such a long time, you got to realize some of these people I remember when they came out. Like I remember when, let's take Mary J. Blige. I remember when Mary J. Blige first came out. I remember when Nas first came out. That was a long time ago. And over time, maybe I got tired of seeing them. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's one of those type of deals where it's like I've been seeing the same person for so long. I'm like, I just got tired. Sometimes I get tired of certain people. I think some people just not they're not that interesting to me, especially if I meet them in person, which I have met some of these people in person. I didn't like a lot of them when I met them in person. I'm talking like shaking hands and dapping in person. I didn't like most of them. So that kind of once I realized that these people are just kind of they're not that interested in person. They just regular, but they just happen to have a skill that they got good at, and they found a way to get paid, and that's great, and nothing wrong with that. But them as a person, I realized I didn't like a lot of them. You know, I remember I met Mob Deep when I was 17. 17, 18. No, I think I was 17. Oh, you can't come on? Oh, damn. I don't know what's up. I don't know. This shit be weird sometimes, man. YouTube be weird. That's probably a YouTube thing, more than likely. It could be your phone, but I doubt it. You know, this shit been acting weird, man. Since even when I came on tonight, this shit been acting weird. I don't know. First, I thought it was the computer, and then I was like, it could be my YouTube account. Ain't no telling. And plus, this is my first live of the year, so I know there was a lot of updates that I probably don't know about. I don't know. I've been shadow banned a long time ago, so I'm not like surprised. But it's all good. But hey, I got a new book coming out. I got a new book coming out.
Oh,
What's up?
hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. You?
It's a great year to be alive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, man. Some people didn't make it this year, man.
Oh no, they sure aren't making it this year. Mm,
Yeah. I just went to a funeral last week. My aunt died.
damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. She was 80 years old.
At least she lived a long life. I'll give her that. I,
Yep.
um, I still get bothered about your other aunt disappearing. Man, I'm sorry.
The
I'm
what?
sorry. That other aunt that got disappeared or something like that, that disappeared that one night like years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, shit, man, I had another relative. I was talking to my sister the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She told me we had a niece. No, we had a was it a niece? We had a niece that disappeared like that too. This is
Damn.
before I was born.
Damn.
But she stayed with my sisters and brothers at the time, and my sister was telling me she left the house and never came back.
That is a shame.
Yeah, so that ain't the first time that type of shit happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? I think remember I said that the whole red pill was going through grief and all that other stuff. That's what it was. I think everybody's at the apathy now. So nobody's angry anymore. I think that's the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
So,
that was just a good gimmick, man.
well, well, no, it's in the and I think people don't realize how good it is and what it's for. Um, I think the whole going your own way thing is just people exercising, getting your money, getting everything else together so that you can be ready to get the person you want or the person you give the person you want what they need, but at the same time have the right mindset to pick the right person. You can't
Yeah,
just you can't so that makes sense. It's just that
yeah,
it had a bad connotation because they weren't chasing after women and going in clubs and spending your money, which people hate. But at the same time, if you want somebody who's serious about what they want to do and who they want to be with, then you want this guy to keep you want to not just you don't want to yell at them or disrespect them. You
yeah,
want to watch, encourage, and just actually see the meaning behind it and talk to
yeah.
them. There's nothing wrong with doing that. In fact,
No,
that's what you want them to do. And that was the road to choosing them to do it. But you have to have a level of grief first. You have to go through it. Oh, you can't just be like, well, you got to be a man about it. No, I'm a human being first, you know? Um, and that's just the way it is. If you're not, you're going to wind up bringing grief or some other weird shit into your relationship. And that's just not good. Not good at all.
yeah, um, yeah. I mean, you have to. I mean, you should have been doing. You should have been doing
Mm,
all a lot of stuff. They when they say
mm.
you go on your own, you should have been doing that in the first place. I mean, I didn't really understand what all the extra
Well,
stuff, all the extra other stuff was really about. I don't know.
because because we're going all the way, listen to this, listen to that, listen to what people are telling you to do when you should have just listened to yourself. And
Exactly.
and in our culture, there's so much being bombarded at you. You're like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? So many people talking and talking their own opinions about what you're supposed to do and supposed to do that. And after that, it was like, I don't even care anymore. I just want to focus on me to be right. If I can't be
Yeah.
right, how am I going to be good for anybody else? Because like I said, too many people are in their ear. And you know what's funny is now women are doing it. Right now they're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think
They
that's a
just
beautiful thing.
a lot of time they just following. They're just riding the wave. A lot of these
Yeah,
people haven't really they haven't really been anywhere. A lot of these people that's talking.
yeah.
Um, and you can kind of tell some of the stuff they say. I'll be like, you must haven't been over
Mm,
there. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And
yeah.
you can kind of tell. Um, I remember it was some guy that I think some guy got caught up and something ended up happening to him in one of these countries
What, that
doing
whole thing in Brazil? I don't even know what's going on with that.
that. Uh,
But also you got you you,
even
you
that is that's kind of wild right there.
well, you got people also pretending that they're African Americans, and I'm like, you were here, what, all of
Yeah,
5 years, and now
yeah,
you
yeah,
African
yeah,
American, and you
yeah,
going over to another country, saying you African American, and screwing around with people, doing other stuff, causing trouble. But the moment you
yeah.
got a call, you want to get away and run away, you call your home country to come get you. I mean, it's just
But shit,
hilarious to me.
he know they not gonna do shit where he came
Right,
from.
right. I mean, that's what they do here. They, you know. And that's not representation of the whole cultures of the whole country, not
No.
even in that country. What I'm
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
is
like,
these individuals are they using our name, they even coming up here using our name and then run off. You committed the crime, now you ran back to your home country, you know, and said this and said that, and blaming us for it. I'm like,
yeah.
why?
I mean,
But
some of this, some of this stuff, some advice some people are giving, that boy, I like, yo, this shit gonna get somebody killed, bro.
you
It's,
can't they're not they don't know how to not to accept the culture, accept people where you're at. You know,
no,
you don't know how to live with other people, especially you can be yourself in another culture, but you can't be all this and that in another culture.
no,
You can't
no,
you can't tell
that's
them
not, no, that's not gonna ride in them other places.
you can't tell them how to live. You can
No,
only wait for them to ask. Once they
yeah,
ask, you can give them stuff and
yeah,
you can start to slowly give it to them and politely give it to them or whatever's polite for them. And slow feeding, they see something's right and they start working it in, and
yeah,
while you're there, you can sit down and think about those steps, write it down or whatever, talk it out and get it up. But
yeah.
don't just, no, no,
Be doing, a
don't.
lot of these dudes be doing too much. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was like, I think he said, if he was a young man, um, he would take his chance overseas and go to country like a digital nomad and and travel around. I said, travel around for what? I said, bro, it's rugged out there. This ain't no. What do you think that's out? You think it's easy
Well,
out there?
for me, it's easy, but I don't know about other people
Exactly.
because
And that
I'm
that
a
was my point.
I'm a military person.
Exactly.
My family's whole military. I have
Exactly.
wanderlust, so I can't really be in one place. It irks me. So
But the difference is we move. We first off, being that we used to be in the military, we already
yeah,
know what it is. We know how to move.
right.
But
Pack up a
my
bag of mints.
yeah, but my nephew,
Hmm.
he doesn't know how to move like that. So
Hmm.
I would never tell my nephew as 22 years old that, hey man, just go out there and figure it out. No,
Mm-mm.
no.
No, you
He, he
can't just
he's
go.
not he's
You
not
just
he's
you
not
can't just go and figure it out
no, he's not
because
he don't have no street smarts. He's a square.
because
No, eat
how
him
how do
alive.
how do I put it? You need to have a sense of you're there, like you always been here.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. You have to have a sense of I've always been here. I know what the rules are, but not know what the rules are. Because
you have to be self-aware.
when people see you feeling comfortable there and also being aware and being okay, then they don't feel like, you don't like them and whatnot. But I've seen people over there for years acting like they're uncomfortable around the people you're with in many different countries. And
Yeah,
I'm like, you do know these are the people you've been living around, right? And
yeah,
I'm like, I don't understand that logic.
yeah. It's
And,
not.
but maybe I'm too logical in that sense.
No, no, that's been my. I've seen some of that. It's not. It's not. I think a lot of people are looking for some new glamour life.
I don't think they're looking for a glamour life. I think they're looking for stability. But it's like I said, things are changing here. They are changing a lot, you
Yeah,
know. And I told you it would take somewhere between 2 to 10 years for everything to change around. And yeah, I think it's going on 2 to 6 years right now. It's somewhere around that. Because everything started around 2021, 2022. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we're at 5, and they're acting like this. Yeah, everybody's calming down. You know,
it's always happens. It
and
always
it's everything has to have a turning point, and everybody's got to come together at some point and be like, you know what? Okay, we're fine. We can do this. We just have to calm down, have to see each other as human beings, and
yeah.
not be like that. Um, but yeah, it'll take focusing on yourself, focusing on how you are, not just, not want to be with anybody, not, you still have to have in your mind you want to be with somebody, but you have to have in your mind that this is somebody you want to be with forever if it comes to that. And they have to have a certain mindset of that too. Like the simple fact of, do you like me? That you think that that was something that people would automatically put in, to what you're doing with somebody, or to automatically cut them off as soon as it seems like they don't like you. But people are so desperate to be with somebody, they'll just keep moving forward.
But you know what? At least, at least they want to be with somebody, bro. Because there's some people I know, men and women, they just hate men and hate women. They just don't like them. And the reason why I say this, if when I really listen to what they're saying about the opposite sex,
Hmm.
that stuff that they dislike makes up a woman. The stuff that they dislike makes up a man. So
Hmm.
they just don't like the opposite sex a lot of times. It's like I'm like, bro, every woman is like that, bro. To
But it's also like you want somebody to be the way you want them to be, like
a certain
also at the
extent,
same time.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
say for instance, a woman wants the man to be what do you call it? Traditional, but they don't have to be traditional. Um, a man wants a
Oh
woman to
no,
be traditional, but we're not in a non-traditional society. You get what I'm saying? But if you're going to make it a modern society, there has to be new rules, a modern rules. And it's not all over the place. It has to be together. It's like I was saying before, but I was saying it with upsetness because I was upset. You know, you have to have common rules. But I did say that in there, but you know, and for modern society, the old rules aren't enough. And yeah, you can say it's always been like this, but at the same time, if you want it to be like this and be modern, and it's that's what you want for your relationship, then you have to have it all the way modern. You can't just have one side have it their way. But
no,
at the same,
no.
so traditional with traditional and modern with modern. You can't. You got to keep that in your mind too, because if you
Well,
try to put both together, one
no.
person's going to get abused and they're not going to respect each other.
Well,
So that's all I'm saying.
you gotta be on the same page. And the good news is
Mhm.
y'all can do anything y'all want between the two of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like what happens on the outside don't I mean that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. If it's between you and her or you and him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
That's really I mean at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, really. I
But
mean
then there's a
there's always gonna be stuff that's gonna happen, on the
but
outside.
but for some dynamics, some people have to leave. You have to leave, but you need to
Well,
learn. But you
well,
need to learn.
everybody's
You
not for everybody now.
the it's not even the learning curve. It's not the you smart enough or whatever.
No.
Let's just put it this way. Let's start with height alone. Just height. Some
No,
people
what?
can I height height alone. You just can't stay in this country. Somebody said 6'3". I'm like, nobody's like that, and that's not realistic. But if you
Oh,
under five, but
that's
but it,
that's silly shit, man.
and they need to stop saying that. That's
That's
inappropriate.
just some silly
But
shit, man.
but
I don't even
but I
take
think
people serious to talk like that.
but but that's the thing that I see what's going on now. Some women are like, you need to cut that out. And I think that's beautiful that they're starting to do that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but
that's
but if you're 5'9" and below, this might not be the place for you to be. You might need to broaden your horizons, but you can't just go over there. And it's like I was saying before, they need to organize. I understand that before they were trying to look for anybody to individually villainize because people don't want us to leave. They already losing money. I mean, places are getting shut down because people are leaving. And this was before the current situation is going on. And also nobody was going out. And, you know, nobody's paying these rents. They ain't doing these other things. They're not trying to live like this. It's too expensive, too many stupid things going on. But
uh,
so they're gonna be bitter about that. But
let let
people have people have to people have to leave. Certain people have to leave. You have to have a sense of mindset. You have to work together because for sure you have to build a community wherever you go. You can't
yeah.
just be. And there's going to be black men over there. There's going to be black women over there. And whether you're getting together in that community, that society, or you're marrying someone else, you're still African American. You just have a spouse that's of that culture or that um, um, whatever relationship that is.
Wherever you at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, and that's it. And you build up a community there because that's very good too, to build a, community place for people to come in country and say, hey, this is a safe place for me to be and check out and get to know
you
this
should,
place.
yeah, you should. But you know what?
It's and it's actually a good thing for our community because people need to see, hey, this is how they are. This is the way they're living. Because it's not
Right.
enough. It's not enough to just go over there. It's not enough to just be individuals in your own hive state and bob your head up and down when you see somebody. That's not enough anymore. We
Yeah,
can't do that.
most of these guys are not building anything elsewhere when they're not doing that you just said. They just go over there
Well,
they go over there have fun and leave. That's it.
no, there's a lot of people that stay, but they're not building, like say for instance, there's here Koreatown, Chinatown, all these other towns, or the Italians living together. No, they're all sparsed apart. And I'm like,
Well,
no.
hold up. You talking about people? I thought you talking about people that's living in other countries.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Being in another country, building a town together. If you go and live in this country and you plan to stay, you need to come
It's
together.
not. There's
And
not a lot of people doing that, bro. That's what I'm saying. I
that
don't see
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. There's living sparsed out, spread out. They're
Yeah.
still there. It's just that you over here, you're over there, you're over this person's over here when you need to get something together and live in this area. You need to put in local businesses so people want to visit and be like, this is your culture, this is your thing. You need to provide that environment, not,
It should.
you know, be sparsed out there. And I understand why. I do understand why, but
Why? What?
we've come because if you're in a group together, they try to lower property values for where you're at or try to say this is a bad area or
No, no, not
whatnot.
overseas. No, not
Right.
overseas.
But somebody might try to do that. But if you like, say for instance, these guys that are going over there saying they're African American doing all these other this trash,
They just
then
cosplay.
they'll try to link it back to your community. And he's like, no,
Well,
we're not like that.
well, the reason
So
why they do it is because it makes them look better than compared to where they came from.
yeah, but I'm like,
Why they do it, and plus, if
if
they
if he
if they get jammed up, they can say, "Oh, they'll lie and say, "Oh, I'm from America," so their group of people won't become a target.
right, right. And I'm like, don't do that. Just don't do
They've
that.
been doing that though. That ain't nothing new. They've been doing that. I saw that in the '90s.
It's insane, and I'm just like, I'm not having it. I mean, you want to do that, that's fine, but do it over there. Do it somewhere else.
I
But
ain't been to it. I don't know.
but but making our own community, doing our own thing, that's what I'm saying. You know, because many of those people that are over there, they're not the ones that are from our community that want to be there. They're not bad. They want to be in that life. They learned the language. They got wives or husbands. They're living a good life, and people see that for them. And I'm like, if you have the chance, find a place to build together, so that it can be seen positively. You can do cultural things
Man,
together that we have. So to show that
man,
we have a
man,
culture and that we
I stay away from them damn people.
but 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 that's the problem. It's a solution and it's a problem. It's a
Hey
solution.
man, look, I haven't seen any benefit of being around most of them damn people. I haven't
That's
seen no
because
benefit.
that's because nothing's been built or attempted to be built.
No, I actually I attempted, but it never went anywhere.
Oh,
I ended up getting taken advantage of.
you attempted it. Okay, okay.
No, I
Oh
made
wow.
the attempt, but I ended
Mm.
up being taken advantage of. So I'm like a couple of times, what the hell with that? I can't afford to keep putting myself out there, you
What were
know.
they doing? What were you doing? What were they doing? Tell me about it.
Well, we might have an agreement to do something, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hey man, you put your share and I put my share in, and he put his share and she put her share in,
Mm-hmm.
and the shit just never went anywhere. And
Mm.
once all the money gone, everybody gone.
Gone.
There
Yeah.
wasn't there was no there was
Mm.
no commitment. No, it's kind of like that's just give it a shot. And I'm like, give it a shot. What kind? That ain't no strategy, man. What are you talking about?
It-
It was a bunch of promises made, but that never happened. That happened like two, three, four times. I'm like, the hell.
wow.
So I'm like, well, shit. I'm like, hell, I can do this on my own. I don't really
And,
need anybody else.
and they
If
wouldn't
I'm
do.
going,
They just wouldn't do what they were promised or whatever. Or promised.
yeah,
They just.
or sometimes if I um, come up with an idea, I might run it by somebody, and they'll say something like, "Well, shit, what I need to do that with you for? You can do that on your own." So they don't want to do it. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll just keep it moving," And then
Yeah.
come the time I go by, somebody will come back and say, "Hey, man, he was talking mad shit about you." So behind your
Mm.
back and how. So I'm like, well, shit, this motherfucker, this dude was
Well,
on me the whole time. Oh
you
man, the hell with
do
all
you,
that.
but you do know that. I'll give them a benefit of doubt on one thing, is that there's some people doing hucksterism over here, and I'm like, I just
Yeah,
don't like it.
yeah. I
And
mean, look,
it leaves a bad taste in their mouth on one end, but then on the other end, some of these people have never seen playing a team player on that level. They just haven't, and they don't. How do I
look,
put it?
this is the first time for everything, man.
Yeah, and
You
and
can't.
you've got to, you can't just run away. You have to focus into it, because what are you running off to do for yourself? What are you gaining by running off and just taking this money or doing whatever?
A lot of
You
them.
you have you have an immediate goal that isn't going to give you the long-term goal. And that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't.
And another thing I learned that a lot of these other guys having a legit business is to them is stupid. Doing legit business is stupid to them. That don't make any
How?
sense. Yeah,
How?
like for example, if let's say I have so I'm promoting a product online and it sells a lot, they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
look at me. They would look at me like, "Hey, you must be scamming somebody. How'd you do that shit?" I'm like, "What?" It's like
Scamming.
they because they can't in their mind they
They
can't.
can't wrap their head around it.
How the hell he done all that shit? And I'm over here ripping people off for the past 5, 10 years.
What kind of thing are they talking about that would make it sense for that?
It doesn't matter what
Because
it is. It could be uh, software related, or it could be as something simple as a damn book. they
and you
don't.
sitting there,
They look at it like there is no legitimate business.
I think
Everything it's about scheming and scamming and ripping people off.
also I think it is that people don't understand if a project or a plan looks too simple, then they believe that it's a scam if it doesn't have more complexity
Yeah,
to it. You
it
actually
has to
you
be said.
actually have right. You actually have to add complexity to your business just so people believe the business is effective. I've noticed that. I'm like,
I'm
okay,
not even, yeah, it's
but
kind of like a good example of this is weight loss. If you tell
mhm.
someone, hey, based on your body type, if you do this and do that, you're probably gonna lose weight. They'll be like, for real? This is it
Yeah,
can't be that simple. Yeah, it's
but
really that simple.
well, it's kind of the inverse of that because you try to tell somebody that you have to, if you can only, all you have to do is do one way, then they'll be all for it. But if you try to tell them there's 5, 10, 15, 20 different things that you got to do and do this together, exercise, eat right, do this, all this other stuff, they see that as too complicated, too difficult. But they have one thing to do, one way to go, they're fine, or two ways to go.
Well, it
Invert,
doesn't really matter because they end up not doing anything anyway most of the time.
right, right, or that one thing doesn't work for them anyway. It requires you to do two, three, four, five, 10 different things to add on to it. This is just the start. You got to start yourself somewhere. Or inversely, when you want to do business with them, it's the other way around. It's got to be more complex. They got to see more steps, more levels, more things. And it's like if you just say it's one or two things or three things, they'll be like, "This is too simple. You must be trying to
Yeah,
con people, or you trying to." And that's where you got to be like, "You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to study this. You need to do that. You work with me on this and work with me on that." And say
they
they're at different levels.
they would rather they would the hell with this. I'd rather come up with a scheme and some type of scam. So what they'll
You,
do? Oh, I'll give you a good example. This is how
mm,
I got ripped off one time. Let's
mm,
say let's say you build websites. And
right,
this is
right,
how I got ripped off one time. I met
mm,
this guy,
right.
and he said he made a bunch of promises how he could make me uh supposed to be a dating website at the time. Just like
Mm,
I wanted it similar to Plenty of Fish at the time.
yeah.
Just very similar to that. He said, "Oh, I can
Yeah.
do a website just like that. It's gonna probably be like anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000." You
Mm,
know, I said, "But So what happened is he got started right
mm.
and never finished,
Oh
and
wow.
he just took off. I got ghosted, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I kept sending him emails, no response, right? So
Yeah.
I realized. So I met other people that dealt with this dude, and he had
Mm.
a
A track record.
track record of doing that.
Yeah, it's always them. It's messing it up for everybody else.
He had
And
a track
see,
record of doing this. So I
see,
realized, oh, that's that. This is it. This is how he do business.
mm,
Basically, he never finished no website for anybody that I knew.
mm,
So I'm
mm,
like, yo, how come y'all never told me about this before I worked with this dude? They was like, oh, I thought you knew. Why the hell am I supposed to know? I'm new
mm.
here.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
there's a lot of people out there that's like that,
I
especially
think,
online.
yeah, 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 yeah. And they feel that way here too. And I think that's something that's got to be fixed here and abroad. We got to be on the same page.
No, you can't fix that.
What,
It's too
here?
many. It's too many people doing it.
Yeah, I understand that, but well, I'll tell you about it later. But what is it? And you just brought up the dating website. I've been trying to build one too, but I was trying
No,
to
no,
do.
no. I realized that was a bad idea.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But mine
because
is. Oh wait, go ahead.
it would have taken me a lot of money to really blow it up.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
Um,
so maybe things happen for a certain reason, you know. I
right,
don't,
right. The one that I wanted to build was just the community is asking me to build it that I'm in. So they're asking me to build it because they it's in one genre. But we also know that I also figured out that people try to prey on one genre of people, claiming that they're like this or like that, when then you're really not. So now I got to create a place for the other type of people.
what kind of website they want you to build?
It's a dating website. They're literally asking for that dating and friendship and all that other stuff. But
Okay,
I think there are things like that, but they're not like that. They don't like them. And when I asked them what they want, they were like, "Yes, we'll take that."
it's
So I was
religion.
like,
It's
huh,
based on religion.
"No, no, no, no."
No.
But basically, I separated the two, and they're in two different camps, and it's like, okay, you're over, so you can't say that you're over here because of this, that, and that. You shouldn't be over here. You should be over here. It'll even give you a test and everything. You go in your lane. We'll go over in our lane. And we'll be okay. You know. But yeah, that's the way they want it. Um, I tried to get it built with AI, and it was building it, but for some weird reason, it wouldn't let it transfer. It lets everybody else transfer and make apps, but it won't let me do it. And I am
Huh.
paying for the service, so I'm like, I don't want to go to another AI and try to do it. I don't know, maybe I need to go to one that specifically does that building apps and like that. Also, there's games I want to build as well, you know.
Yeah, you need to you send me an email when we get off here, bro. I'll point you in the right direction. We might be using the same tools. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. Because it, it it like one of the things was, and then people started picking up on it afterwards, was building backgrounds for your phone and for your the cover of it, but not regular ones. I'm talking about moving ones because everybody had the backgrounds that were still, but
Yeah.
at the time they didn't have ones that had moving ones. I would have it floating for 5 seconds if you turn on your thing, or it does it once, or cycles every it cycles and then does it again within 20 or 30 seconds of that, maybe even 15 seconds. And I couldn't get it to do it. Only recently did it allow for that. And I'm like, I still can't. Well, I haven't tried to do it yet, but I couldn't get it to do it. It created pictures like that. It set up things, but then when you try to take it off, it wouldn't work. And I'm like, but now some are doing that already. And I'm like, I'm missing out on well, I'm not missing out on the watch. Some people do the watch, but it's not what I wanted. You know, sometimes they do it like on this on the Apple Watch. They got
Yeah.
this Snoopy thing that they do. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about. Doing backgrounds like that that move when you turn your watch. Well, you know, Apple Watch has only got a few things there. So, I was trying to do things like that and for those different things. And, you know, everybody's either doing it or haphazardly doing it. But I don't want to get into something that I can't make money off of, or I can come up with a different system, but are they going to come up with a different system in the same time that I am? Because I can come up with an organized system, after the
Yeah.
last ye- after the last year working with AI, I've been more organized, working more logically. Um,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to catch up with what I'm trying to do. and ideas that I had, and I felt trapped. But, now I'm not, I think that's the good part of AI right now. People who were trapped or felt trapped, you're not trapped anymore, you know,
No, you don't have to depend on get. You don't have to get ripped off no more.
or depend on 10 different people. Or if you are going to
Yep.
depend on something, it's going to do the work to find people or draw up undefeatable contracts, like, or to
Yeah.
look for contracts and why. I think also that people have problems with AI is because you
They
ask it
can't,
one.
they can't rip people off no more.
Well, there's that in that you ask it to do one thing and then you're upset for the answer. And I'm also I think some of the companies, how do I say this? If you ask it stupid questions, the AI is going to treat you like you're a jackass. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. I'll leave
No,
that on the table. You
no.
start to act like you're trying to trick it or whatnot, or you were acting cool and then you try to trick it, it's going to treat you like a fool. It
Yeah.
I've seen it do it, and then I come back to it, see somebody do it, come back to it, show the picture of it. Why did you say this? And it was he was like, that's not true. Da 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 da. What I
But
said,
I
what's
was,
the answer to this? So why did you say that over here? And it was like I it couldn't tell you what it was trying to do, but I think that it has to be the company that's telling them if they ask you a stupid question here, just treat them stupid because that seems to be the game that's going on.
well, yeah,
But
yeah. It's always,
and plus, you also
well,
got
yeah,
to
yeah. I
shit.
mean, it's always somebody that's programming it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Plus, you got to shit test the eight
Yeah.
to
Plus,
what you're asking.
when people when people say they don't like AI, there's a good chance that they've been ripping people off for years. And
Well,
what
yeah,
happens is you don't have to wait around for some old clown for 2 or 3 days to make a change that would take 10 minutes.
right.
Yeah,
Or give you the
and
answer.
you know what I'm saying? Some old clown. You tell him, hey man, I need to change. I need you to add this to my website. He said, oh, it's going to take me 4 days to do that. I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
That's why I started doing my own websites, so I didn't have to wait for clowns like that for 2 days to make something that would make a change that would only take 10 minutes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then they'll be, oh, that's $1,000. I mean, come
I,
on, man.
I I took your advice for doing the working on a YouTube page every day or whatever. I'm posting videos. The only problem is that music was in my thing that was not supposed to be in there that I tried not to put in there, and
You
it's
can,
considered.
yeah, you gotta, as long as you,
But
I
here's
mean,
the thing:
it,
they won't monetize anything on my page unless that thing is, you know,
just
gone.
take the music
Music is
out.
gone. But only for one, which is 5 or 10 of them. But I gotta edit each one, and I take it off of there. I gotta edit it, which isn't hard. It's just that how do I put this? I don't have the pictures for that shit. I might as well delete all
Huh?
that and just call it, make it,
Oh,
just get it off.
they make it easy now. You can go, YouTube can, will take the
Do
music
that
out
now.
for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah. You don't have
Because
to delete anything now. They make it easy.
and then somebody tried to take my idea. So, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's always gonna happen.
yeah,
Yeah, that's always gonna happen. 'Cause I give you an
that's
example. I started a Washington Commanders YouTube channel,
yeah, yeah.
and I got the website too. And some old clown bought the damn uh bought one of the domains that I was going to use for the website.
Mm.
Because I made a mistake and said it in the video. Because I started the channel before I made the website, before I bought the domain for the website. And some
Wait a
old clown,
minute.
as soon as he heard what the website was going to be, he went and bought it before I did.
Wait, are you up here now?
Huh?
Are you up in the DMV now?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, but I'm a
I was about
fan.
to. Oh, okay, okay. No, no shade. Just
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you're in the area.
No, no, I'm not. But I've been I thought about starting the channel probably 2 years ago, but I just didn't do it until I got tired of listening to these clowns talk about football all the time. I'm like, what are they just saying anything?
Right, right, right,
I mean, it's a bunch of clickbait. I'm like, bro,
right,
this ain't got nothing to do with football. This ain't got nothing to do with Jaden Daniels. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. This is
right,
just
right.
making up stuff. So I said, man, I can do better than this. And plus, I can I'm a real fan.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I wanted to do was eventually show people that I can do this, you can do this too, and then eventually get people interested, and then eventually get businesses out there making money off of it because it would bring back bar culture. It would bring back a lot of things, activities between men and women in a different way. But I had to get people comfortable with it. Other people are just doing it to make money, in the simplest of ways. I'm doing it because I like it and because I can see the extent of what it can do. And if you just sit here and do what you've been doing, it's not making any real money for the general population. Just this little stupid thing that you're doing with your channel. And all they're doing is repeating what they've said, or excuse me, claiming that they came up with something new, or claiming there's new information or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, what new information? It's the last information you gave in the last 4 videos. Okay, we can't talk. You can either
Yeah.
do something in your video, which is what I'm trying to show. I'm gonna do something in my video, or I'm gonna talk about something. But what I'm not gonna sit there and do is not have new information or new things to talk about if I say I'm gonna talk about it. I mean, just me saying this is a problem. It could be YouTube might try to help them out to build something like that, so but that's my thoughts on that. That's not good enough, to just be like that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what else to say about it, but yeah, that's it. That's that for that.
Yeah, man. It's very competitive space as far as the programming and websites. It's very competitive. You know.
Yeah, it is, but I can I keep finding niche holes. Now, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
I think
I'm not
that's I think that's one of the best ways to do something. Try to do something local.
yeah,
Create something
but
local.
here's the thing. I think what I was going to do with the calendar and what I was going to do with the dating web, bless you. I was going to do with the dating website is I was going to sell it off. I mean, eventually. So give it time to earn a little bit of money. I'm not saying a lot. It doesn't have to do that.
One of
I
them
don't
venture
have to get,
capitalists.
well, yeah, like anybody else. It's, they have a
Yeah.
bigger thing. I'm like, you do not have to sell or sell service for the amount that everybody else does. In fact, you can undersell as
Yeah,
long as it shows, as
I
long as
thought
it
about
shows that.
I thought about starting a service 800 automation phone call service for plumbers. I thought about that shit. I'm still thinking about it. Where
Yeah, kind of like
you can automate the call.
right, right, right.
You can get the call when in the after hours and where it's like so if someone called the number, they would the AI would say, hey, leave your or ask what the problem was, and they would leave
Mm-hmm.
their name and number, and probably the best time to call them back. And
Mm.
when they would hang up the phone, the owner would get a text with the
Right.
information. I thought about doing that, and I'm like, after I did a little more research, you got to get compliance from the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So hell no.
Kind of like Angie's List, but from the phone locally. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying, but
I'm like, I don't want to deal with all them damn people.
and plus you might have to get a bond for that too, because
Yeah,
it's a service oriented, and they might try to blame you for bringing them to that. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand
that's just too much. It's too even before you get it off the ground, you have to have go through all this paperwork. Oh hell no, no. And they're gonna and see that's in the category of the telephone.
that.
I'm
Hmm.
like, oh hell no.
It's a lot of work. A lot of work.
No, never mind. Shit.
Mm. But I'm like I'm saying, I'm trying to do the simplest things. Like, what is it? I've seen racks and racks of um different games on there, but it doesn't meet the criteria for me. So I was like, what do I want to see? And I was like, I don't see this, I don't see that. It's kind of like and I didn't have to go to college for it. I was just watching different philosophies of business. It's the what is it, the blue ocean theory, something like that, or red
Yeah,
ocean theory. You don't
yeah,
go into a red ocean if you're a shark to get fish. All the sharks are there. they they're
yeah.
out there killing all sorts of creatures are there killing up stuff. No, I'm going to the waters where there's blue ocean, where nobody's covering it, where nobody's doing anything at it. Now, people are covering what I'm talking about, but at the same time, I'm not seeing the subject matter in the games or things on the mobile phones that I'm seeing with everybody else. So the mobile phone game that for particular games that I'm not seeing, I'm like, you're not helping the business
You play?
and you're not
You
doing a good
play?
job.
Do you play games?
Um, yeah, on the mobile phone I do, and sometimes on my system.
Yeah,
So,
I'm coming out of the loop with games. Even though I play the old games like like
mm,
this Pac Man and them type of games.
mm.
Galaxy. I'm not really up to speed with the new games.
Well, I'd only think that anybody from back in the day can move up into something new. The only way you can do it is through VR. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. You are not going to catch up in any way unless you're doing it with VR. But the funny thing is, if you're older, you will get VR better than younger people. And it's weird. Every time I put the headset on somebody older, boom, they get it. As long as they don't get that sickness, they get it. They really get it. And then I give them the type of business that I want to run. I sit them down, do what they're supposed to do, blase, blase. They're like, damn, I love this. It makes me feel like I'm doing something, you know. And the older you get, the more they're like, I'm actually feel like I'm doing something. And I'm like, okay, okay. And there's money for this. I'll put it this way. There's money in nursing homes. There's money everywhere for that. It's just that it hasn't really been done. And people aren't picking up on it. People are really not picking up on it. And you need to get these old people active because they feel isolated,
Yeah,
and have to bring other people together. Well, this keeps them from being isolated. It gets them active. It might even get them with their relatives, the closest they'll get to them because they're busy, their grandkids or whatnot. When they get up there, they're on the same page. They've been talking. This gives them connection. And if I can make that for them, then that's great. But if not, you know, that's okay. We'll move on to something else. We'll get something else. But so far, this is working for that. What else is it? But what I'm talking about is uh, for what I don't see is on mobile games. They got a lot of stuff on there, but it's just three simple things that they have to do, and they don't do it. I'm like, you're not doing enough. You're not making this as the way it needs to be. You know, they're putting in that basic effort, which is okay. I'm okay with that. You know, because everybody got the same game. um, like solitaire. Everybody got a solitaire. Everybody's got a solitaire. Everybody.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, everybody's got a Scrabble or Words with Friends. Everybody. So you can't say that you originally have, but do you have originality in it? And I've seen some
No.
people that have originality in it. They do. But, you know, I've only seen one that met that criteria. And I was like, okay, this meets the criteria that I wanted to do. So I can't touch that. But there are other ones that I can touch, is like, you know, other different things that I can touch and make it better, far better than what it is. At least 2 steps better than already what it is. And I don't have to put any work into it. That's the worst part. I don't have to put any work into this. You know, I don't have to change anything. All I have to do is the 2 steps to make these things better, and all of a sudden it changes the whole dynamic. And then everybody picks what I put out there, not what other people put out there. So that's where I'm going with it. At least that's what I'm saying. I understand why they don't want to, because of certain different things with it, but I think people prefer it this way rather than keep doing it the other way, even though it's clear this way. For aesthetics, they rather have it this way. I'd rather not do stuff right than to than not have aesthetics there. That some things require that, you know, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, I messed up on this, but did you get your aesthetics? Yeah. Do you want to go back and play this? No. So yeah. But that's a few things I wanted to work on. I could use the same format, same program, same everything that they're doing, and I'm gonna get the same thing. But it's built different. That's all. Mm.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I'm about to get off here.
Yeah. I was about to say I took up your time. All right. Well, you have a good day. Okay.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. Until next time, I'm out.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of good vibes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Here from